there's a special on YouTube right now. I gotta get the name. Sammy the Bull Gravano.
What about him?
It's like an interview. I'm gonna give a shout out.
It's a podcast.
Sammy the Bull.
Yeah, Phil Heat.
Oh yeah.
On Value Entertainment short clips.
Cool.
He has a new special coming out. Sammy the Bull Gravano reflects on Mafia legendary hit. Yeah, so this is basically him promoting.
Oh, cool.
His little thing, and the way he speaks, it sounds literally. Is it possible we can go to an episode on YouTube from Value Entertainment? Valuetainment?
Is he
Value?
Valuetainment.
What is it?
Value right there. Valuetainment.
Is it a podcast? He's got.
Yeah, it's a podcast, but it's a sit down. Oh, Sammy the Bull. There we go.
Or is it like a?
So we don't have to do. That's the whole thing. But they do. Let's go down. Let's. Yeah. He's got a crazy prison story. How many minutes? That's 19. No, he taught me how to die. Okay. Let's see who John got. Right here, his reaction to Sammy the Bull. Right here, when he speaks, he literally sounds like somebody you would speak to out here in the island. He's just like the next door neighbor.
Yeah, his old house was by the highway. I don't know.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I know, it's smart.
What do you think about what he said about Gotti? Like he said, Gotti, I know. He didn't say he said, I know Gotti's a killer.
And in contrast,
I think Gotti had a temper. I think John was more of a narcissist. I think a lot of people say, well, I don't think he ever shot. No, well, put your head in front of him when he's holding the gun. See what he'll do. I think he'll blow your fucking head off in 2 seconds flat if he wanted to. So to say he didn't pull the trigger, he gave an order, he can kill, for sure. I think he had a temper and a half.
Talking about John Gotti.
No, yeah.
I think there was a couple of situations where his neighbor, there was an accident and they killed the neighbor and the neighbor disappeared and all that bullshit. But I think he was goaded into that by his wife, drove him fucking nuts. Plus he was sick about it, losing his child. He made a mistake, in my opinion. So when you do those kinds of things, when you kill outside the life for reasons like that, you're going to be looked at in a whole different light, like we talked about before. You're killing somebody, an innocent person. My son was hit by a car. My neighbor. I think he's still alive, but if he's dead, he's 100 years old. So that's the only reason he's dead. In other words, I didn't kill him. I wouldn't do that. But it's an accident. So I don't know. I don't want to label John as he loved to kill. I don't think he loved to kill any more than I didn't love to kill. He did what he had to do for the life. I loved him.
The lifestyle they were.
He just says it like he
turned on me backstage.
People think these guys
I turned on him. We
they
played chess.
But he's a man's man.
I have no hard feelings towards him. If we were alive together now, and I know what I know now, I would shoot him in the fucking head in 2 seconds flat. Boom. Right now. Right here. In front of the whole fucking world. Straight up.
He says it's just like
You
putting
betrayed me.
groceries in the car.
I
Yeah,
did
just
everything
put
for
the
you.
groceries in the car. Like,
I
yeah,
got you out of every case. I'm behind, and the
Conditioned, huh?
It was kind of like a romanticizing of the mafia. I like that part. Now what's going on today? These kids today have no fucking honor. At least back then, you got whacked. There's a reason you got fucking whacked. Yeah. It wasn't for a couple of dollars or whatever. It was because you fucked up.
Yeah, I recommend this episode. This guy's great, by the way. But what's his name that he does this podcast?
The guy that runs this.
The guy that runs. Yeah, what's his name? He has a good.
Patrick
Bet David. He has a good story too, coming to the United States from. Yeah, I think he's like from.
That's him?
No, the other dude. And
He's in
this
the
guy,
beginning.
he's sit right there.
Oh, okay.
Good looking dude too. He has a great show, but this one in particular grabbed my attention because we're talking about Sammy the Bull Gravano. Everybody, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you knew about Sammy the Bull, and you know when they came out with Mob Wives and you knew his daughter was on there, you're like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, if I know I was like intrigued to watch it.
No,
So
it is.
this family just has such. To me, it's such an interesting history.
Well, because crime back in the day, you know, it was a little different than it is today. You know, what they doing today is fucking retarded. Back in the day, if you want to,
We need them.
yeah,
We need.
they were like the police. They
Yeah.
checked everyone. Like if you in that kind of lifestyle, you're a career criminal or whatever, and they were like the governance of
Yeah.
that whole shebang.
Right.
So like if you couldn't turn to anyone because you obviously can't go to the cops, you go to them, you know, and then they would help you out. You know, you owe them, but they will help you out. And then they had, you know, so when they got rid of all that shit, it's like, was it the right move? You know,
Yeah,
because
I don't
nobody's
know.
controlling these fucking clowns no more. They ain't scared of shit. They're not even scared of the law no more, bro. Because the law, they pull some shady shit. You know what? They let them go. Fucking kids walking around shooting at people, gun. Then the next day they fucking out, and then they kill somebody.
Yeah, that's a big problem these days.
Nobody, no accountability.
There's no accountability,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you know, these kids. But you know, again, what do you attribute that to? I mean, I could attribute it to many things. You know, pop culture right now and music, and there's a lot of different.
At the end of the day, it's really simple. It's our fucking leaders. They
Yeah.
need to fucking. The same people who are dealing with whatever things going on today, they also dealing with this. Like these kids ain't scared to go to jail no more because they're like, I'll be out. I ain't scared of nothing.
You know what's crazy?
You're not scared of nothing. You're capable of everything.
I'm thinking about right now. I'm talking about music, right? Like how they listen to the music. I don't know about you, Vinny. I don't know about you, but when I listen to music, sometimes people are like, "Oh, you like that song?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I like the beat." I'm really into music, but I like the beat. Like I feel like there's certain people that just relate too much to words, and they forget that music artists are also like theatrical artists, or like, you know, they speak, but they it's all, there's an entertainment factor behind it. I don't believe everybody that sings actually lived through those lyrics,
Except Bobby Shmurda.
except Bobby Shmurda. You know, shout out to Bobby Shmurda, by the way. But you know, it's just, I feel overall it's an entertainment thing, and there's guys like Bobby Shmurda that fall through the cracks because he lived that life. You know what I'm saying? Like he rapped about it because that's his life. I think there's more artists that emulate him than there are artists like him.
Of course. There's a lot of course, there's in every industry you're going to have fake and wannabes, but today, the fake and wannabes are making it. That is the problem. And the real people...
They're being rewarded.
Right, they're being rewarded because they could sell their bullshit a lot better than the guy who actually did it, you know, and that's what we're promoting today.
Yeah, he just came out too, right? I think he came out earlier this year.
Yeah, this is from 2016. This article.
I hope he blows up again. He was dope.
See who's on the news. See who he's working with.
Tell me
He's
what
working with someone big. Oh, Drake. Boom.
See, so
there
that,
you go.
Drake
Drake is gonna make it happen.
So right, so it's already starting to come to fruition. So now he's doing the clothing line thing with Drake, and then next thing you know, he signs to Drake's label. He's putting out a track, and Bobby Shmurda is hitting #1
Yeah.
for months, maybe years to come.
And you know you deserve that. You've been locked up for that long. Fuck.
But then he goes on the cuckoo stuff, and then look, Bobby Shmurda goes after a fan who threw a bottle at him.
Well, he's keeping it real too. You can't be throwing bottles at people who just got out of prison. Like, come on, man.
Some point,
He ain't gonna let that go.
The human size
Like,
kicks
come
in,
on,
right?
man.
Like
It's still
it's
him.
fight or flight.
Yeah, man.